Hello everybody, welcome back. Welcome back here. You guys know that I do this special reports and was looking at the charts right now for this new moon and Sag and the full moon at Cancer. The funny part will be the lesson is gonna be all coming in together. And I'm gonna be going through the charts. That's about 2 weeks ahead of schedule in there, so you guys can kind of like coming into understanding when the new moon begins to the full moon situations. And talking about this new moon, it's gonna have like give it a take about another what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 days from now as you're getting at this report. But talking about 14 days ahead of the new moon in there, we're gonna be talking about at the beginning the whole lesson. It's gonna be at Sag. That is gonna be one of the intuitions and the authority. It is about to preserve things from the past. This is gonna be example of the 20th degree of the Sabian symbols. That is about the man who foreseen that he needs to make sure he has enough supply. Specifically talking about water. But talking about with about this water in there is about to make sure that he has this preservance to last for the next time when he's going to need. So he's cutting a block of ice to get there and to go into this journey. We're gonna go through some shifts because soon after this new moon, it's gonna be like give it a take. A few hours after that, Mercury is gonna be retrograde. So talking about this, it is about learning the lessons in there of preserving the things of the past that you're going to need for the future, but some of the things you cannot preserve. And since we are going to be talking about this, there's going to be these squares of the moon. That's going to be the first quarter moon square. That's going to be at Pisces. It's going to be at the end of Pisces. We're talking about this ending something. You're going to be ending a certain cycle. You're going to be ending a certain things. So after that, the moon soon is entering Aries. You to begin to have this energies inside of you, and there, so on and so on from within your self. But we're talking about that throughout that oppositions because here is the new moon. Okay, the new moon, it's gonna begin at Sag. But since the moon and the sun is gonna be moving, we are gonna have the opposition of a full moon between Cancer and a Capricorn. And then the authority, they're gonna be finding this energies of what they need to do, what they need to achieve. So basically, that is going to be at the fourth degree of Capricorn, which is the fourth degree of Capricorn. What is the representation? It's a group of people outfit large canoe on the earth, starting a journey by water. So saving the water begins, and you're going to find a conflict about the water because we're talking about a group of people. That is how the Capricorn works. The Capricorn creates team working on earth. The question is that team they're working at the earth, what are they going to do? Usually they has to do something with the group activity, and it's applying for things that needs to be changed. But speaking about this, you guys know about it. It's like when the authority or the man, the authority figure, goes and do on a group activity, what are they going to do? What are they going to achieve? And so on. While the moon, the full moon, it's gonna be at a Cancer. You need to understand that the moon, full moon and Cancer, that is the full power. It's given into the moon. And the whole part is that that's going to happen at the fourth degree of Cancer. And what is the fourth degree of Cancer is? A cat arguing with mouse. This is like you're trying to tell the woman at home she is not caring mother, she's not this, she's not that, and so on. And you're just talking small where there is no actions in there. That is the conflict between the Cancer and Capricorn. But what are we talking about with this? It is about to be understood that you have to be this understanding, okay? That whatever it's gonna be run out, it can run out of certain things. If you are overspending, you're gonna run out of money. If you're overusing a water, a supply, a providing, you're gonna run out of supplies. If you're running of things away, you have to understand that all this is about to be have an attempt of rationalizations, you to create rations. So make sure that water it's gonna be enough for the journey. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring you some charts and I'm gonna go pretty quick with you up here, guys, for it. As you see it, this is gonna be the new moon. That's gonna be related directly to Uranus. The divine energies right here. As you see it, that lines up there. But it's also is gonna be squaring Neptune in there. Lack of visions for the future. And this is why the authority, the sun and the moon, they see that they're going to run something out. But at the same time, that is also is going to be squaring if we have something within it in Virgo and opposing something within Gemini. Their lessons is going to be coming in that you can't just take, you can't just give because there won't be no ration. And this rationalizations that it's coming as a process, okay, is you to understanding that what you're doing and right now is going to affect in the future. Rationalizations is to think rational, right? But that it's coming from the word ration, which is mean portion, to share the equality of the portions of each responsibilities. A lot of lesson going on. So this is going to be the energy, and that is going to be directly with the universe itself, and we're going to be talking about the next day as the moon it's processing. As I said here at Gemini, what we have, Venus is going to be at Scorpio, talking about this yacht in there within these cases, as you see it here on the bottom, the moon. Right now, this is a retrograde Mercury, which is begin. That's the first day of Mercury retrograde. That is going to be you learning to preserve certain things inside of it, not to be overdue, not to overspend, but just to maintain balance. It's all about the balance within everything, even the work and family. So, talking about that day, that energy, since the moon is going into Capricorn, that is going to be more related. Let's go to work. Let's show up this growth. Let's focus on this growth because we know we have to do things. But that growth is going to be connecting with Venus in there and with the Mercury retrograde. So this is going to be one of the energies that Jupiter is still going to be retrograde, and with retrograde Mercury, it's telling you, I'm going to set you back. You haven't tell your right things. You are not prepared for the right situations in the future. You are looking at something else. You are doing it something else. You have to learn. And please refrain from actions of this Mercury retrograde, because it is going to be a very challenging and interesting, because he's going to get together with Mars. And Mercury retrograde with Mars usually doesn't lead to any good. But we're going to talk about the report of Mercury retrograde. So talking about the next day, the moon is going to be in a very good positions up here. Your intuition is going to be sharp in there. Talking about these energies with Uranus, that is going to be a very beautiful trines in there. As I said, if you have anything within Virgo or Pisces or Gemini in there, that duality within you, is you have to fix what the duality is. Okay, I can give a little so I can have more for myself, or I can give more and I can abandon myself. Situations. This is a the general situation with all the duality signs, is the duality from within. What are you going to do? And the mystery is always within the giver. Okay, but you gotta be learning to be balancing between give and take. When you give, but when you give and you don't receive, that is the issues, right? Your empty cup. You can't pour from empty cup. Somebody has to comes in and fills you in. So looking at on that situations, and talking about later on, since the moon is going to be moving into Aquarius, that is going to be a challenging this Jupiter from. It's like, okay, we're learning this and so on, but it's got to require a new way. Oh yeah, there is a new way, but it's not the straight growth. You need to learn the proper visions, and you have to have the right soul contractors with the universe, so you can be working with these actions and those situations that need to be within the universe. You can't just go out there and make a revolution. Doesn't happen. And you need to learn how to talk to yourself, especially about love. And that is going to create a lot of intensity, because you tell no to a Aquarius who knows how to do things, who is revolutionary. He's gonna do create revolution. But if you talking about the Aquarius that is evolved, they're gonna be like, oh, we know what's going on. We're not gonna be opposing those energies. Last time we suffer opposing energies, and we're not doing it. So it's all gonna show up your power of maturity of the good. So the moon is processing within Aquarius. As you see, there's going to be some this beautiful divine energies. Aquarius, Virgo, we're talking about, and then is a Virgo, Scorpio's and Scorpio, Gemini divine energies in there. The moon is going to be very good with Mars. Time for actions, time for situations. They are going to be, but the moon, it's going to be squaring the universe. Usually that is a when you see the glimpses of things of the future that it's coming, and you are like, okay, the future is here. I know what to do, and I'm gonna do it. And guess what? During a Mercury retrograde, what happens in there? It's giving you the visions of sent back of what you need to relearn. Then Mercury stops and then goes forward and tells you, now you can do it. And this is when I'm gonna be the big warning during the Mercury retrograde for. So, talking about this moon that it goes together with Saturn, that is going to be learning the secrets, learning secretivity behind that energy of like, okay, the things are not going well, the things are not doing right. Usually during those kind of like of periods, the moon come together with Saturn. This is the people who looking at deeply within themselves, but also they're looking within the mysteries. They're looking at into astrology, they're looking at the tarot readers, they're trying to find answers somewhere else. But the best place to look for answers is inside of you. You're just looking for outside validation. So whatever you feel inside of you, go deep inside of you. That's gonna be this energy is to dive deep from within. Feel what you feel, understand why you feel, understand the energy, understand the thought processes, understanding the vibrations that you are emitting and receiving from within you. and that you will understand the gravity, what you're gonna attract and what you're gonna push away from your life. And this is gonna be a very interesting day to learn in there. And here it is. We're talking about first quarter moon in there. That is gonna begin to feel it a little bit early for it. But beginning of this energies, you're gonna begin to feel that duality. This now I know the things. Now I understand this, and I want to opposite everything that goes wrong, and I gotta go ahead and this is doesn't work. That is doesn't work. You work. Is your intuition working? As you see at this red squares here in there, what are you going to be doing? You need to look at the both sides of the issue. That is your lessons. Before you do really duality talk, don't just make decisions prematurely. That's what the first quarter moon is. Okay? Don't look at the things prematurely. This is only a 1/4 of the whole problem, the whole situations, the whole new cycle that you're going to learn within 28 days. So this is usually one of the people acting prematurely, and then they're wondering what happens in there. I mean, there is a lot of squaring, there's a lot of agitations. As I said, pay attention, specifically talking about the duality signs in there. We're talking about Gemini and Virgo and Sag in there. You're going to be like, no, it's got to be my way because I have this. But at the same time, something tells you inside, what are you doing? Why are you so angry? What's going on in there? Who is angry? Why are you acting like this? You're acting on fears. Who is in pain? Your ego, because things doesn't go your way. Triggers. And we're talking about a little bit a day pretty much after all this energy. The moon, it's going to be moving into Aries in there. And that energy is going to be giving you, let's go. We need a new movement. How do you know this? Well, that it's coming here between the moon and Pluto. Since the moon is going to be opposing pretty much Mercury and the sun, who they are coming into within all these energies in there. Mercury is retrograde. They kind of like are gonna be moving. The one goes into Sag, and the other goes into to Capricorn. They're gonna kind of be changing spaces in there. But the most powerful thing that you can use during those intense energy is the divine energies from Mars towards Uranus. The universe is gonna give you a glimpse. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't act like this. Don't create this. You're gonna create more mess than you're supposed to. But begin acting something new. You learned from before. I taught you from before. And please start your new beginning. Because this is giving you a new chance, a second chance to correct yourself, a second chance to prove to yourself who you are, a resurrection. But who needs a resurrections at this time? Who gets that resurrections? Your love. That is a Venus that is in Scorpio. Because who is opposing the universe? The divine. Venus. So talking about the next day, the energy is getting a little better, but you understand some of the things have to be healed. The moon and Chiron coming in Aries. I have to heal myself because that's what the situation is calling for. And we're talking about these energies with Venus. They're going to be very powerful about the love. Venus is going to begin to climb up out of Scorpio. And that is this energy of, I understand what I'm doing wrong within the love. Now I understand that when the man is at work, I have to appreciate him. He's coming at work. He does everything that's supposed to do as a man. And I have to be thankful. Thank you. What is going to take you to say one thank you to the man of the house that he's been at work and brings the money? It's the same it's gonna take you when you go back from work and you see your wife has been watching the kids, the little kids. She cannot go to work, but she's been cooking and so on. What is gonna say to you? You just say, "Well, thank you." Some people are gonna learn to say thank you. That is the part of cooperations. All right. So talking about this energies in there, the people who have not changed in there, the moon is still going to be at Aries, and that's going to be squaring Pluto. Usually it shows you the energy of what you have not changed in your intuitions inside of you. Okay. Currently, the sun, it is at the last degree of Sag. It's preparing to move into Capricorn. At the same time, Mercury retrograde is in the first degree, preparing to enter the last degrees of Capricorn. And that is going to be calling for a shift, the shift within the communications, that you should not bring your work at home. And you should be learning to do the right things and talk and take the authority at work. At the same time, you need to understanding the proper situations that are going on within your own self. Are you maturing from within you? Because Aries is the age of one, the growth, the inner fire, the new beginning, the new life. All right, so talking about in the next day, there the sun, it is as you see it right here, the sun and Mercury. The sun is at 0 degrees 51 minutes at Capricorn. Mercury retrograde is a 0 degrees 24 minutes within Capricorn, and that is going to be trining the moon, and that it's right now she is between Jupiter and Uranus in there. We're talking about understanding about finances in the material world. But currently in the finances and material world, we have Uranus that is retrograde and Jupiter that is retrograde. And they telling you the things that I've been telling the daily charts. Look inside of you, the difference between love and indulgence. Look inside of you, the growth that you are looking is you, not having so many material possessions, so many things that you need to do, and so many going against the universe. Universe now it's teaching you to understand the proper way of love. And since the moon is there, that also is going to represent the mother. Some people who have not transformed, they're not going to feel good. But the people who has been transformed and understand this value, they're going to be happy from inside with what they have. Because they are spiritual enlightenment, they spiritually growth, and they're doing their work. And they want to begin to do the work as the sun moves into Capricorn. All right, so travel in the paradise, right? In there, as you see it, this energies they're gonna be divinely guided, and at the same time, these visions. Mercury moves at the 29th degree of Sag. He sends you back. And the sun moves into the 1 degree, almost 2 degree within Capricorn. And now all that energy between the moon that is in 25 degrees in there is in a very beautiful trines with Pluto. But there is this divine energies between the moon, Mercury, and the sun. And that is within the earth. When you listen to divine, when you listen from the previous day, you listen that the energies of the universe inside of you, they're gonna providing that divinely connections between authority and intuition, between the mother and the father, understanding about the mother and the father, become the right father and the mother, personality within yourself on earth. And that you have to become a pro with it. And who can be authorizing this is you, the sun. And the sun is a sextile link here with Saturn. You see this behind the veil. You're finally getting to it. You finally being awakened. But there is a difference between awakened and active. What's gonna make you an active? When you understand the issues that you're dealing for it together, and that issue is gonna be bringing it to a better future to come. That's what it's mean. Not to go with the horns, which is talking about some of the Capricorns, they have this energy of being very stubborn. And that stubbornness prevents them to evolve and to become for it. Sometimes they're like a unpolished diamond. They're just sitting like a rock. You clearly can tell that this is diamond. And that's what they are, a raw energy. But that raw energy, when it's worked out, that stone, when it's cut, when it's polished, that stone, when it's put into the right place to work, do its right thing, reflecting the light. Hopefully that's you. And talking about the next day, in there, there you go. That energy there from the moon, having these divine energies with the sun is about we gotta be a good friend. Are you a good friend with your counterpart? Are you a good friend with your spouse? Are you good seeing it between this mother-daughter relationships in there, this mother-father situations that it's coming from with? And looking at on those energies, how you getting that positions inside of you. The energy is going to be overall very good. But there's going to be some restrictions. Restrictions from the intuitions that coming in from Saturn. Because they're going to tell you, if you don't become friendly within yourself, between your intuitions and authority, how you going to have this friendliness with another intuition and another authority? Divine lessons for couples, but also divine growth that it's coming and talk. Since Mercury is going to be a retrograde, as you see it right in here, that Mercury retrograde is going to be squaring Neptune. Don't send nasty grams. So is Mars doesn't see the visions as well. You need to understanding that, okay? Don't send messages during this position. All right. So now we're talking about the moon. It's moving at, that's going to be the 26th in there. The moon, it's going to be begin to opposing Mercury retrograde and Mars. Usually that is a intense energy of intuitions that it's going to be fight, but the divine, it's a lot of presence in there. The divine has a lot of presence. There's going to be a lot of energies like, okay, why you have to be acting like this? Why you have to be duality like this? Why you have to see your visions? Why you have to enforce your visions? If you're a Gemini, you know what I'm talking about. One day you love the person, the next day you just hate them as much as you can. You're moving from the one polarity to the other, from all this kind of like ends of two divergence energy there, so opposite to each other that they don't see the middle point inside. And that's what there is. The people are not going to see the issue, the problem with the authority, and the issue that is a communications. Why? Mercury is trying to teach you inside of it. Mercury tries to tell you this energies. Mercury is trying to tell you now it's not the time. You need to put the self-reflections within yourself, not to be all this. And I'm giving you this because of there's going to be a lot of potential growth that it comes from the universe that brings you to it. That's going to be related with the balance that you're going to have. That is going to be reflecting if you have something within Libra, but at the same time, it's all about the family. If you see it right here, midheaven is going to be at those hours up here, and it's going to be teaching you. Okay, but how is going to teach you the most? Dreams, deja vus, inner visions. Okay, because those lessons that you're going to learn it now, you're going to need it on the next day. So here is, we're talking about this full moon situations and learning. You guys see a familiar chart in there that it's very familiar with what happened with Venus. Now you have those angel wings in there. The sun is at 5 degrees, the moon is at 5 degrees within Cancer, full oppositions. Okay, that is a full oppositions in there. Just to be mindful about it's gonna be probably about midnight. Talking about yeah, it's gonna be about midnight energies. I'm trying to line it up here for you. So man, it's right on the dot. Right there. This is a midnight on 27th towards 28th of December. That opposition is going to be coming in as you see this midheaven towards the sun in there, and that is going to be affecting whatever you have at Aries and Libra. But talking about what is the purpose of this, you need to get in alone, you need to rationalizing things so you can both to fly. Here is the one side of the wing, that it's the sun right here below. It takes it, it gives the support, okay, towards Jupiter, which is the growth, that it comes into a Saturn and it comes back up here, right, and the sun. If you look at it, that is actually the wing there. But that is the center of the point of the wing. At the same time, the moon supporting Jupiter goes into a Saturn and goes back into the moon. But the actual wing is Jupiter, the middle point between them, and goes back into the moon. So basically, that's going to be a learning of sharing equal responsibilities between intuition and authority within yourself. And when that intuition and authority works together, it creates miracles. And when you understand the conflict, either you're going to make miracles or you're going to make disasters. When you make the disaster, you're going to understand you missed the miracles. But when you do the miracles, you will understand that you escape the disasters. And that's what that lesson is beginning at Sag. And the duality signs in there, so you can make a cardinal changes. So that's what it was, the report in there. I wish you good luck within the journey of learning this, and hopefully this report helps you. And there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I come back watching for another report here. Beloved guys.